Chosen ones. God is about to shock everyone who thought you were forgotten. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to say is not casual, and it is not accidental. This moment, right now, was not random. You didn't stumble onto this message. You were led here, and I need you to hear this with your spirit, not just your ears. God has not ignored you. He has not passed you over. He has not changed his mind about you. What you've been calling delay has actually been design. What you've been calling silence has been strategy. And what people interpreted as you being forgotten was God positioning you out of sight on purpose. Because what he is about to do through you is going to leave people stunned. I'm talking about the kind of turnaround that makes people stop mid-sentence, the kind of shift that forces people to reevaluate everything they assumed about you, the kind of elevation that happens so suddenly, so cleanly, so undeniably, that no one can pretend they always believed in you. And if there's a voice in your head right now telling you this doesn't apply to you, if you feel tired, worn down, discouraged, or tempted to disengage, that is exactly why you need to stay. Because you are closer than you think, closer than it looks, closer than your emotions will allow you to believe. And before I go any further, if something in you is reacting, if your chest feels tight, if your spirit feels stirred, make this declaration wherever you are. I am emerging. Not for attention, not for anyone else, but because alignment begins with agreement. Now, let me tell you the truth about the season you've been in. You weren't overlooked. You were concealed. You weren't rejected. You were removed. You weren't forgotten because you were insignificant. You were hidden because what God placed on your life is too powerful to be exposed prematurely. I know it hasn't felt that way. It felt like doors kept closing while others walked straight through. It felt like people who started after you somehow finished before you. It felt like your name stopped being mentioned. Your calls stopped being returned. Your presence stopped being valued. People who once checked on you disappeared. Opportunities that once flowed dried up. Support that once felt stable vanished without explanation. And slowly, quietly, you watched yourself fade from people's awareness. Not because you failed, not because you weren't gifted, not because you lacked potential, but because God was pulling you away from noise, from interference, from premature visibility. And here's what you don't realize yet. Every person who stopped paying attention to you is about to be forced to pay attention again. Because God has a pattern, and he never breaks it. He hides before he reveals. He conceals before he elevates. He develops in private before he displays in public. Look at Joseph, a dreamer betrayed by his own blood, stripped of identity, sold, imprisoned, forgotten. Years passed where nothing changed. No progress, no movement, no explanation. Even the person Joseph helped forgot him completely. But then, one moment, one divine interruption. In a single day, Joseph went from prison to palace, from invisible to indispensable, from forgotten to governing an entire nation. Not because he chased visibility, but because God had finished preparing him. And while Joseph was hidden, God was shaping discipline, integrity, restraint, and wisdom inside him. Things no spotlight could ever produce. Look at Moses, once raised in royalty, then erased into the wilderness. 40 years of obscurity, 40 years of silence, 40 years of wondering if he had imagined the call. But when God finally spoke, the wilderness-trained shepherd confronted the most powerful ruler on earth. Hidden years produced public authority. Look at David, so overlooked that his own father didn't even consider him worthy of being presented. Anointed, but not installed. Chosen, but not crowned. Years in caves. Years running for his life. years questioning whether the promise was real, but the cave built what the throne required. This is not punishment. This is preparation. Because what God is about to release into your hands would have crushed the version of you from before this season. The influence would have inflated you. The access would have distracted you. The favor would have corrupted you. So God removed you from visibility, not to break you, but to build you without interruption. And while it looked like nothing was happening on the outside, everything was shifting on the inside. You lost people, but gained clarity. You lost attention, but gained intimacy. You lost applause, but gained authority. Every tear you cried in secret mattered. Every prayer whispered in isolation was recorded. Every moment you stayed faithful when no one was watching was noticed. You were being shaped in the secret place. And the secret place is where unshakable people are formed. Now, hear this carefully. The season is turning. And when God moves, He does not move gradually. He moves suddenly. Here is how He is about to shock everyone who forgot about you. First, doors are about to open that you did not apply for, opportunities you did not chase, rooms you did not network your way into. One conversation, one call, one moment, and suddenly you're standing in places your history cannot explain. There will be no logical timeline, no step-by-step progression, only evidence of divine orchestration. Second, your financial story is about to flip, not incrementally, not slowly, but decisively. God watched how you handled lack, how you stayed faithful under pressure, how you honored Him when it didn't make sense. And now provision is about to chase you, debt lifting, ideas unlocking, resources multiplying, not just enough, but overflow. Third, your voice is about to be amplified. What once felt ignored will suddenly be sought after. What once reached few will begin reaching many. Not because you forced visibility, but because God trusts you with influence now. Fourth, new relationships are coming. Not replacements, but upgrades. Aligned connections, strategic partnerships. People who recognize you immediately. What was removed made room for what is required next. And finally, healing. The places people assumed would always define you will no longer touch you. You will speak of your past without pain, move without fear, love without restraint. And those who remember how broken you were will not recognize who you've become. This is the shock. This is the reversal. This is the emergence. You were not forgotten. You were hidden. And now God is about to reveal why. Stay ready, stay aligned, and don't look back. Your moment is here.